Hello everyone, are you ready to get busy with some phonics today? Because we're going to have to work quite hard, and I know you're going to say, Mrs. Martin, but it's Friday. I know, but we do need to work hard today to learn some rules for the suffix we've been working on. So I'm going to get my screen ready for you. Here we go. So in our last session, we were adding ing, weren't we? And today we have got to learn some tricky rules because it's not as simple as just fixing ing to the end of every word. But don't worry, or you might have heard your parents say, don't panic. I want you to see if you can learn them. And we're going to have a quiz at the end of the session. It's not a big quiz, just 6 questions. And we're going to see how much we can remember. Okay. Now we're going to need to remember what we know about vowels. So everyone get your hands up like this, give it a wiggle, give it a wave. Brilliant. Can you point to each finger and tell me the name of each vowel? Are you ready? A, E, I, O, and U. Brilliant. You do that again. A, E, I, O, and U. Brilliant. This time I'm going to point, but I want you to say it. So I'm not going to say it this time. Off you go. Superb. We're also going to need to remember the rule that we learned earlier in the week about what we do with E. Can you pause the video and tell the person you're with, what do we do with E when we add ing? So I'm hoping that you said E and ing don't get on, keep them apart. So we need to take off E when we add ing. If you said that, give yourself a pat on the back. Good remembering. So we are going to go into these rules. Now, I want you to just listen carefully. Can you see that ear that's on the side? I want you to listen really, really carefully. And don't worry if you find this tricky. Okay, it is tricky. And some people will remember them quicker than others, and that's okay. And what I'm going to get you to do in a moment is we're going to use this screen again for you to have a practice at doing some words. Okay, so just have a listen first of all. So we have already looked at words that have a vowel just before the last letter. So can you see at the top, I've written CVC word. So a word that's got a consonant, a vowel, and a consonant, like the word rob or sit, or even shut, where we've got 2 consonants at the beginning. If we've got a vowel before that last consonant, we are going to double that letter and then add ing. Okay? If we've got a 2-syllable word, so a word like begin or prefer, those are words where we are going to double the last letter again, and then we're going to add ing. Can you see how I've written some of those letters in capitals? So when we say the word begin, we don't say begin, prefer. That's how we do say it actually. We say begin, prefer. Okay, so we emphasize that last part of the word. And so we are going to double that last letter. So then we'd have beginning and preferring. Okay, so with those 2 rules, we're going to double the last letter. If we've got a word like listen or happen, where we emphasize the beginning of the word, can you see I've written that in capitals and I've underlined it? And the last part of the word, the last syllable, is quiet. Then we are not going to double the last letter. So we would just have the word listen, and then we just add ing. We would have the word happen, and we would just add ing. Now there are 2 exceptions to those rules, so I've written them down for you. Travel and cancel, we do double the last letters. And then I've got 3 more. Can you see at the bottom, I've got CC. So that means the word ends in 2 consonants, like the word burn, start, or turn. I've highlighted those in blue. If we have words like that, we do not double the last letter. If we have words that have 2 vowels together and then a consonant, we don't double the last letter. So when we write remaining or raining, we don't add 2 N's. We just have the word rain, and we add ing. And the last one, if we have a word that ends in W, W, or Y, yeah, we just don't double it. Can you see down the side of the page, I've done a tick, and then I've done a cross. So that's to show you that for the top 2, we do double the last letter before adding ing, but all of those that are underneath, we don't double the last letter. Okay, now I would love you to have a practice. Okay, and so what I'm going to do, let me explain. I'm going to show you a collection of words, and they all use the different rules that we've just talked about. Okay, and today we're not going to sort them. We're not even going to put them in a table. All we're going to do is make a list. Now, I love a list. I write shopping lists. I like lists for the day of what we need to do. Okay, I love a list. I'll write it on a blackboard, I'll write it in a book or on a piece of paper. I don't mind. I don't mind if, I wonder if you're somebody who writes lists, but I definitely do. And a list, you want to start at the top and you want to work your way down. Okay, and if you've got a piece of lined paper, you can put 1 on each line. And if you've got your whiteboard, it might be an idea to turn it so that it's long going down rather than long going across, because I've got quite a few words for you to practice with. And I want you to copy the word down from the board that I show you, and then go to the rules page and then see if you can add ing correctly to all of those words. Okay, that's what I'd love you to do. So let me go back to my screen. Here we go. I've put 3 smiley faces at the top because I don't want anyone to panic about how many words we've got to do. Okay, and I would love you to pause the video and just write those words down, either on your whiteboard or on a piece of paper or in a book, but I want you to write it as a list, remember, going down, so that in a minute you're going to be able to write them out, adding the ing word. So just pause the video now and write those words out for me. So hopefully you have got a list of words that goes down your page or down your whiteboard. And what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to go to my next slide, which is the same rules we had before. And I would like you to pause the video again, and using these rules, or just using your very clever brains if you can remember, can you write those words out and add the suffix ing to each of those words? Pause the video now. Well, I hope that you've worked really hard on that and that you can see what you've done by following those rules to adding ing. Now, I'm really sorry, I've realised that I haven't given you all the answers. Okay, so if you take a picture of what you've done and put it on Class Dojo, then I will have a look, or your teachers will have a look as well, and we will check to see how you've got on. Okay, or maybe the grown-up that you're with will be able to have a look for you and check how you've got on. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. I forgot. But why don't we finish today with a quiz, Friday quiz. So you will need your piece of paper or your whiteboard again. And I am going to show you 6 words. Okay, 6 words. And I would like you to add ing to those words and see if you can get all 6 right. Let me make you big again. Okay, are you ready for the challenge, Friday challenge? So here's your first word. The word is rise. Can you add ing correctly to the word rise? If I don't give you long enough, then pause the video, that's fine. Here's the second one. Send. Bat. Not the animal. If you use a cricket bat, you're batting the ball, aren't you? So bat. Put. Bite. And the last one, obey. Right, let me go through the answers and then you can add up and see. So the first one, we had rise, and we should have written rising. You draw a nice happy face if you've put that one down. Remember to take off your E. Then we've got the word send. And the answer to that was sending. Just keep the word exactly the same. It's got two consonants. Then we're going to add ing. Bat. Did you spot the vowel? So we're going to double that last letter and have batting. Put. I think in this case, actually, it would be, oh yeah, we've got our vowel, sorry, vowel there. So it would be putting. I am putting down my cup of tea carefully on the table. Bite. Remember to take off your E. Biting. And the last one, obey. Going to not change at all, remember, because it's ending in a Y. We're just going to add ing. So let me show you while you're checking yours. Okay, so if you manage to get all 6 of those right, super. Keep up the good work. You've got a good grasp of those suffixes. Have a look down, see how many you got. And I'm really pleased with whatever you got because you've tried hard today. And it's Friday. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now. That was a lot of phonics today, wasn't it? A lot of ing. Next week, we're going to do a different suffix. Okay, I hope you have a really lovely weekend. Have a nice rest. See if you can go outside and do something fun as well. And I look forward to seeing you next week. All right, take care. Bye.